Here we go, boys and girls. Hello friends, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you lot are all doing well today, friends. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here, of course, where I see what's been said around the Blues, about the Blues, give you my opinion, but more importantly asking for yours. 3 things I want to talk about today. First off, rumour around the media rags suggesting that Chelsea could be turning their attention to Jude Bellingham, midfield sensation of Dortmund. An amazing player, of course, but this does seem rather far-fetched. Also, Michy Batshuayi out the door following Tammy Abraham, leaving us with just Lukaku as our recognised striker. And footy headlines talking about a kit Chelsea might make in 2022 that looks bellissimo. Make yourselves comfortable, lean back, make sure you have a drink in hand as we're going to have an excellent video today. Dear sweet friends, do consider subscribing, hitting that all-important bell notification icon, and why not drop a like to show your sweet, sweet love to me. Thanks, mate. That's really kind. Oh, you're doing it now. Yep, you've just pressed like. Thank you very much. Alright then. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Michy Batshuayi landing in Besiktas to make his transfer. Of course, we know Tammy Abraham is in Roma. Looks like that's done and dusted. Jose Mourinho has convinced Tammy Abraham to make the transfer with such a warm reception from the fans in a beautiful city like Rome. It probably won't take much to convince Tammy Abraham to make that switch over there, especially feeling, I mean, Chelsea fans love Tammy Abraham, but to feel that valued and loved as the first team striker, you can assume it's all but done for the €40 million fee, and we all know the buyback clause, the story I've reported on this channel before. Michy Batshuayi set to go on loan to Besiktas, but to extend with Chelsea for a year first. This does actually make sense to Michy Batshuayi, because a lot of people might think, oh, you know, why doesn't he just not sign and go on a free? But to be honest, to go on loan, generally you have to extend with Chelsea. But there does come a security with that. He's probably getting paid pretty decent money for not doing that much with not that much pressure. You can go on loan, have fun, and then, you know, if you can't find a club afterwards, if it doesn't go well, he's still getting paid by Chelsea for another year. So it actually does offer sort of job security and does make sense for the striker. So, and then there was one, leaving us just with Big Rom as a centre forward, but it's not really, is it? Because if you think about how Chelsea are deployed and how we play, yes, he's our only recognised number 9 and will be the first choice number 9. But, of course, Kai Havertz has been deployed there. Timo Werner sometimes plays down the middle. And sometimes we play with a false 9 with 2 wide forwards like Pulisic, Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, Werner, etc. And the false 9 could be a Mason Mount quite easily. He's done that a few times for Chelsea. So we have loads of combinational options in the final third. And I think Thomas Tuchel likes that. So it's difficult to pick up a plan that Chelsea's doing. A lot of fluid movement, and yes, although Romelu Lukaku is a big conventional number 9 in many ways, he's also been deployed out wide by Roberto Martinez, and he should be able to fit into this philosophical ethos of, you know, interchanging attackers. That's a lot of big words, Jan. Alright then, let's put a pin in that for the moment. I'm going to show you this beautiful concept kit at the end, but before, let's talk about Jude Bellingham. Na 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 na, hey Jude. That's right, Jude Bellingham, an amazing young player, went to Dortmund at 17 years old from Birmingham for a lot of money. Birmingham even retired the shirt because it was such a decent amount of money for them, and he did a lot for the club considering he was so young. He shocked some people maybe. He went straight into the Dortmund 11 and he's been excellent. He's been excellent. Jude Bellingham is wise beyond his years. You should hear this guy talk in interviews. He is just a super calm, cool head despite being so young. And he puts in absolutely storming performances for Dortmund, and indeed he looked really good for England when given a chance by Gareth Southgate. To be honest, I'm just surprised Gareth Southgate called him up, because, you know, it's not that he doesn't play young players, but he's got his favourites, and I don't know, you'd think maybe he wouldn't play a 17-year-old playing in Dortmund, but he did sometimes. Anyway, he is being linked to Chelsea. In fact, Jude Bellingham has of course been linked to Chelsea before. But a couple of publications are talking about it again. I'm going to be quoting the prestigious and believable TalkSport for this sector of the video to see what's being said, so let's hop on in. Borussia Dortmund teenager Jude Bellingham has reportedly been identified as an alternative to Declan Rice, as Chelsea consider alternatives to the West Ham midfielder. Rice has long been linked with a return to Stamford Bridge, having been released from the club's academy at the age of 14. Thomas Tuchel is said to be a big admirer of the 22-year-old who excelled with England at Euro 2020. However, they do not want to pay the £80 million asking fee that the Hammers are demanding for their prized asset this summer, and may look for cheaper alternatives in the market. True, Thomas Tuchel really does like Declan Rice. You know, it wasn't just Frank Lampard, Tuchel likes him too, and I think Chelsea were very interested and keen on getting him this summer, but seemingly it's just too expensive. West Ham digging their heels in, and although Declan Rice would like to go to Chelsea and he won't sign a new deal at West Ham, I think the consensus is he's happy to stay another season and play for the club he does love in West Ham, run his contract down a bit more until he's more affordable to, say, preferably a Chelsea, but alternatively a Manchester United. Speaking on the Football Terrace show on YouTube, Eurosport's Dean Jones said the West London club may turn to the wonder kid Bellingham in the coming windows instead of targeting Rice. Rice's contract ends in 2024, and although his price will only drop, the Blues feel Bellingham has more potential than the Hammers man and could excel in a number of positions in the middle of the park. Yeah, I mean, I like Declan Rice. I think he's very, very talented and I'd love him. But there is absolutely no denying the incredible quality of Jude Bellingham at such a young age. And yes, you know, you think of Declan Rice as a CDM who can go forward and do well, but Jude Bellingham, man, you could put him easily anywhere in that sort of middle sector of the park, and to be honest, probably even the front three. Bellingham joined Dortmund for £25 million when he was just 17 last year, and was superb in his first Bundesliga season, helping the club qualify for the Champions League and win the DFB Pokal. He was selected for Euro 2020, but was a bit part player at the tournament, although he did impress in 3 cameo appearances. The report, however, adds Manchester United will attempt to rival Chelsea for Bellingham's signature. The Red Devils tried to sign the youngster before he moved to Germany, but failed in their attempts, but it's said they will reignite their pursuit of the former Birmingham man when Dortmund are ready to sell. True, and of course Manchester United are lacking another sort of quality man in the middle of the park that can play a bit deeper. You'd think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Man United in general, would be very, very interested in acquiring Jude Bellingham, as would Chelsea. I would really love him. I think he's an excellent player, adding that sort of Galactico quality to the middle of the park. The interesting thing is, at the moment, Chelsea have 3 elite options in Jorginho, Kovacic and Kante, and it's almost like they needed that kind of Billy Gilmour level to come and be their 4th choice. But with over 60 games this season, Kante having to be rested quite a lot, and then only having 2 first choice players for 2 spots, you can kind of understand, you know what, everyone will get football even if you buy an elite level 4th choice, you know, central midfielder. Especially if you've only got 2 central midfielders available to start. Generally, often, managers change one of them in the game via a substitution, so you need that option really, and Jude Bellingham, or indeed Declan Rice, would be an excellent elite option for a midfield acquisition basically. I'll be very, very interested and keen on both, but Jude Bellingham is like a little bit more, I think, maybe a little bit more exciting. I don't know if it's because he's exotic, because he's, you know, gone to Dortmund or anything, but yeah, if you watch Declan Rice's performances throughout the Euros, that game the other day when they came back and won against Newcastle, he had a silly moment and then just put in an immaculate performance and turned it on and pretty much grabbed the midfield by himself in the Premier League, by the way. That is very, very alluring to have that in the Chelsea midfield. So I'd take either, kind of for different reasons. Let me know what you think. Would you be keen on Jude Bellingham? I mean, I imagine you would be. Or would you prefer Declan Rice? Get commenting down below as we move on to the final segment of today's video and talk about this concept kit, or perhaps this kit being made by Nike for 2022. Alright, this is coming from Footy Headlines, and as you know, they never miss. Unless, of course, they've offered disclaimers like they have in this article saying, you know what, this could happen. There's a rumour that Chelsea are going to make a kit in 2022 to celebrate their first Champions League win in 2012. Of course, we saw that beautiful, wicked kit when they celebrated the first FA Cup win, and we saw all the Youth Academy boys in it. I'll put a picture over me now. I actually went to buy that kit myself. I've got it hanging up just over there to my right. Beautiful kit. The report suggests Chelsea will do something similar for the 2012 Champions League win, and it will be a little bit different. Here's a couple of images giving you an idea of theme. Ooh, you're enticed already, aren't you? I can hear you going, ooh, on your side of the screen. Check out this edit from Deepanch Edits from Instagram and Twitter. As you can see, it's a beautiful concept kit with that sort of gold trim and the old school Chelsea badge. It looks absolutely beautiful. Chelsea made this in 2022. I would buy that. Everyone's whinging about Nike, and for largely a good reason, but they're coming out with a few bangers here and there. Of course, the away kit this season, another kit that I bought, is beautiful, as well as that anniversary FA Cup kit. This kit could be an absolute blinder, and the first season under Frank Lampard, the away mod kit was beautiful as well. So they are having some bangers here and there, in between some frustratingly not so good home shirts in between. Anyway, what do you think, guys? Would you be happy with that? Was that something you'd buy? I certainly would. Let's start the conversation down in the comments section below. Let's talk about the strikers, Lukaku, the outgoing strikers, talk about central midfielders. We could yet buy one this summer transfer window. Ooh, that would be exciting. And of course, the concept kit. Leave your comments down below, drop a like to show your support, and of course, I'd urge you to subscribe if you're new, friends. I've drunk too much coffee. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.